Welcome back. Have you tried to get a VA loan, or you want to get a VA loan but you're afraid that you might get denied? But before we get to the 3 most common pitfalls, we have to talk about one of the most important things, and that is getting pre-approved. Number 1, the certificate of eligibility. This is proof that you are eligible for the VA loan. There are 2 ways you can get proof. One is through the VA portal that I'll leave a link down in the bio below, or you can ask a loan officer or your lender to see if you're eligible. Number 2, check your credit score. Even though the VA doesn't have a minimum credit score, most lenders want to see at least a 620. My recommendation is to aim for at least a 680 so that you can save on cost and get a lower interest rate. And if you don't have the best credit, it might mean that you're not fully ready to buy a home, and maybe you should hold off, pay off some credit cards, and work on your credit. Number 3 is calculating your budget. Lenders will look at your debt to income to see if you can comfortably afford that payment that you're looking to get approved for. You ideally want to stay under 41%. Number 4, get pre-approved with a VA lender. Once you have your certificate of eligibility and your credit is squared away, now you can start house hunting. Come on, let's continue on our hike. Let's go. So as we were on the hike, an unexpected thing happened, which I was really grateful for, that we were able to help these 2 strangers. There were a couple. They were very nice, but they were lost, and they looked like they needed the help. So we helped them out. We went back up there and we were able to get them back on the road. And that's me right there celebrating.
Thank you to Robert.
All right, that was great.
He helped us up here.
All right, good luck. Don't get lost.
As I'm making my way up this hike here, and we're about to go through the pitfalls that you want to avoid if you're trying to get approved for a VA loan, I just wanted to really quickly give you guys a thank you so much for your service and everything you do for us. And if you're looking for peace, I just want to let you know, if you're not religious, if you are, God loves you, we love you, you're loved. So don't ever forget that, okay? But let's get back to the quick pitfalls. Let me show you this quick waterfall view real quick as we're about to go through the pitfalls. Alright, first up, the occupancy requirement. VA loans are only for primary residents. Now, that might sound simple, but I can't tell you how many times veterans think they can use the VA loan to buy a vacation home or rent out the home. If you don't live in the home yourself, you could lose your VA benefits and even be forced to repay the loan. But here's the trick. As long as you plan to live in the home for 1 year, you're going to be good after that. Make sure with your loan officer if it's allowed by your lender. Now let's talk about cosigner eligibility, which trips up a lot of veterans. Whether it's your spouse or someone else, there's a big rule that you need to be aware of. For a cosigner to be eligible, they generally have to be a spouse or another veteran who's eligible for the VA loan. And if they're not, the lender won't allow it. The good news is if you're married, your spouse's income can help you qualify. This is a big pitfall to avoid, because if you're counting on someone else's income but they're not eligible, then that might derail your plan of getting approved for that house that you were looking at. And a quick tip for looking for an eligible cosigner: make sure that their debt to income and their credit is not worse or is just as good as yours, because if it is worse, it might worsen the deal for you. Now here's the one most people overlook: closing costs. Just because VA loans don't require a down payment doesn't mean that there's no upfront costs, which are their closing costs. That can cost anywhere from 2 to 5% of the loan amount. Now, VA loans don't have private mortgage insurance, but they do come with a one-time funding fee that can either be paid up front or rolled into the loan. This fee, if it's your first time buying a home, it's going to be 2.15% of the loan amount. Unless you're exempt from this funding fee, which your certificate of eligibility should tell you. Or you'll know this if you receive compensation for service-related disabilities. But here's the thing, we can negotiate with the seller to cover some or all closing costs. That way you have money left over so you can use to furnish your home or pay off some debt. So there you have it. Those are the top 3 VA loan pitfalls that you want to avoid if you don't want to get denied. I'm Robert with Sold and Funded by Vets, and remember, if you have any questions, if you want to get approved, if you're looking for a house, I'm going to leave my information right here as always, and I'm going to go and continue on this hike because it's getting late. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Thank you for your service. Let's go. Avoid these pitfalls.